Good evening. Today is Thursday, February 26th, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland 2-Night News. Here is a look at today's top stories.
AU Kids and Sibs Weekend kicked off this weekend. Stay tuned to see what AU had in store for AU Sibs. And stay tuned to hear what department received a national award for their outstanding research program.
And new freshmen may be in for a shock next year. Up next, we'll tell you the new plans for what used to be called Introduction to University Life. And stay tuned to see the footage from an evening of celebration from new organizations' wrap-up of Black Student History Month. I'm Brittany Lee.
And I'm Laura Roberts. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland 2-Night News.
Welcome back. AU students are feeling recharged after last weekend's Sibs and Kids Weekend. The events brought plenty of energy to campus. The rec center was open to the visitors and even sponsored a cornhole tournament. Faculty and students from the science department offered many hands-on experiments, including dissecting a cow's eye. Despite the chilly weather, activities like sand art kept everyone feeling tropical and already thinking of ideas for next year. Activities like sand art feeling tropical and already thinking year. Activities like sand art feeling tropical and already thinking. Tell him to keep rolling the prompter. If you have any interesting ideas for next year's theme, please email Danny Mackin at dmackin@ashland.edu.
Ashbrook Colloquium with James Pearson had a very interesting speech titled Camelot and the Cultural Revolution, How the Assassination of JFK Shattered American Liberalism. The audience watched a film on JFK's life and history and then discussed the changes he had on our culture.
The Ashland Center for Nonviolence and AU's Creative Writing Program hosted a lecture series on religion and belief. The speaker of the lecture series was James P. Karst. Dr. Karst is a professor emeritus of religion at the New York University. Karst spoke on writing your own gospel, creating and understanding religious encounters through writing. He continued his lectures on a focus on personal relationships in a talk titled, Is Partner Violence a Game?
AU's Science Department has recently been awarded a national award for their outstanding research program. Ashland University was one of 14 schools to receive the AAAS Undergraduate Research Program Award. The award provides a total of $60,000 for use to the biology and chemistry departments. The money will be distributed in an amount of $20,000 over a 3-year period. The award will allow undergraduate students the opportunity to work with and learn from faculty advisors hands-on in the laboratories. Representatives from the foundation will also visit the university to meet with students involved in the program and to keep track of the success.
In light of AU's decision to bring alcohol back onto campus, AU students were in for a lesson when an alcohol educator stopped by to educate students on the effects of binge drinking. Mike Green has spoken to over 2,000 college campuses nationwide. Green's lectures are part of an effort to make drug and alcohol awareness educational and a part of everyday students' life. Green's lecture was sponsored by the Student Activities Department and was held at 9 p.m. in Upper Convo. The event was mandated by the NCAA.
The Black Student Union hosted their annual evening of celebration dinner and production as a wrap-up for Black History Month and the events. Dinner began at 6:30, followed by the production. The production consisted of a variety of songs and poems by African American poets and artists, and the skits that uncovered real-life issues and struggles as we would be without Black inventors and inventions. All of the skits were performed by AU students, and one takeaway from the production was for everyone to take the time and look beyond the surface.
Good news or bad news for incoming freshmen, there are plans to change what we know is Introduction to University Life. Dr. Pettigrew spoke to the 2009 orientation team members about these changes, and we're looking for feedback on the changes. The name would be changed to FYES, and sections would be held in a seminar room that would meet only a few times out of the semester for only 1 hour, versus the classroom setting and meeting 2 times a week. The new change would also consist of 50 students, 3 O-teamers, and 1 instructor. The goal for the change is to eliminate some of the work done in IUL because freshman surveys say the majority of students disliked a lot of the requirements for IUL, and they could do without it. The goal is to decrease student retention and encourage positive skills. These changes are not final, but are in effect. Still to come, are you looking for a job? Well, you are in luck. Stay tuned to hear what companies are hiring and how you can apply. And we have the results to Ashland City Schools' budget cuts. And a mother is accused of a baby abuse. Stay tuned to hear more. It's all coming up next only on Ashland 2-Night News.
These are poor coal mining communities where there's no jobs and no health care. Last year we had 7,000 people, so we know it's needed. Instead of being stationary in one clinic, we bring this clinic to 8 communities. People appreciate so much that we're able to be there with them in a moment of crisis. And that is a gift which keeps me on the road and keeps me going.
Have you saved a life today?
I took 2 flood victims to a shelter.
I donated a day's pay to help a family that lost everything in a fire.
Have you saved a life today?
I teach a class in infant CPR.
I donated a pint of blood.
Have you saved a life today?
No, but today somebody saved mine.
The American Red Cross. Together, we can save a life.
There are heroes.
My dad fixed things for everyone.
Whose names we never hear, reaching out to help their fellow man.
And me?
There are dreamers.
Well, I just held the light.
Who are making dreams come true, taking time to teach the children there's nothing they can't do. All it takes is a point of light.
Over the years, we fixed things for friends we knew, and some we didn't. He was teaching me more than just how to fix things.
And you try to make it right.
Teaching by example.
You will be
Pass it on.
a point of light.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
In spite of the downfall in the economy, jobs are still available. The Career Development Center held a career fair that showcased a variety of companies and colleges looking for grad students and future employees. The good news is that they are all looking to hire, and college students are their favorite market. Some of the companies that attended were Put-in-Bay Resort, University Directories, Edge Park Medical Supplies, Sherwin-Williams, and Wells Fargo Financial, all looking for interns and employees. For more information, you can visit the Career Development Office.
Ashland County Commissioners have announced their target for new cuts. An $84,000 cut will help bring expenditures in line with revenue projections. The announcement was made after commissioners decided a 0.5% sales tax. The increase will have generated $1 million and upped the sales tax to 7% in Ashland County.
Are you thinking about becoming a firefighter? Well, you might want to make sure you fit the qualifications. The Ashland Fire Department has recently restructured their hiring orientation, and that may become a model for other stations. Now, previous training is required in addition to passing physical and written tests. And in addition, 2 interviews with the department are required. This process is to weed out applicants using the department as a springboard, gaining experience and leaving for higher pay at larger departments.
A local woman could face 16 years in prison after admitting to abusing her infant daughter. 34-year-old Terry Dawson accepted a plea agreement in court earlier this week. She received 2 counts of felonious assault and 1 count of endangering children. This was after her 10-month-old daughter suffered multiple fractures, bruising, and a lacerated spleen. Dawson admitted she is responsible and is scheduled to be sentenced on April 6th. Rain and snow it is, finally gone for good. We'll stay tuned to hear updates from Leland Gottlieb, the weatherman, coming up next.
When you ask your child what they did in school today, do they tell you what happened here? How about there? Do you ask them questions about who they had lunch with or who they sat next to on the bus? Having a more specific conversation with your child may be the key to bully prevention. Bullying can affect a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Find out how you can help by calling for free information. Make time to listen. Take time to talk about bullying.
These are poor coal mining communities where there's no jobs and no health care. Last year we had 7,000 people, so we know it's needed. Instead of being stationary in one clinic, we bring this clinic to 8 communities. People appreciate so much that we're able to be there with them in a moment of crisis, and that is a gift which keeps me on the road and keeps me going.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I am Leland, the weatherman Gottlieb, bringing you, yes, Ashland's weather. We're going to take a look at the current map first. I actually have no idea what's going on, so I'm going to take a look at it and tell you what's going on with our weather. So let's take a look at that current map and get that up here. And we're going to see on this current map that there is a low pressure system. And with that low pressure system, it's going to move into our area. Hold on one sec. I can see it, but right now you can't. We're going to take a minute and wait for it to come up. The current weather map. And, well, why don't we, I'll talk about the temperatures. So we are sitting at 51 in Cleveland, and actually in Ashland we were sitting at 55 degrees, but it's dropped off a few degrees. And now in Columbus it's 54. So it's pretty warm right now, but the temperatures will change with this cold front moving through. And with the cold front we have some winds, just like the past few weeks, very powerful winds. Winds 38 in Montana right now and 40, and this will move into our area. And this could knock down some trees. But with these winds, we're also going to see some snow showers. Yes, snow once again. And it will be, we could even see accumulating snow. So take a look at that, and let's take a look at your all-important 3-day forecast. And in that 3-day forecast, we'll see temperatures drop off a few degrees and some snow showers. So the same story once again, like every week this winter in Ashland. That's all I have for weather. Here's Brendan.
Bittner, and let's get to all the action from the last week in AU sports. The Ashland University women's basketball team picked up a key regional win on Sunday at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, 64-58 over Northwood. Senior forward Betsy Morrison was unfazed by the 20,000-seat arena and had 19 of her game-high 27 points in the second half as the Eagles held off a late rush by the Timberwolves. The win gives the Eagles significant ground to get into the top 8 of the Central region to gain an NCAA berth. Ashland is 5th in the GLIAC with a 12-8 record, 2 games behind Northwood for the 4 seed, which is the final spot for home court advantage. The Eagles now head to Findlay on Thursday and number 8 Hillsdale in a huge matchup that could feature an NCAA berth on the line for the Eagles should they beat the Oilers on Thursday. The men's basketball team also came away victorious at Quicken Loans Arena on Sunday with a 60-55 decision over Northwood. The Eagles and Wolves traded the lead for much of the game, but Ashland was finally able to pull away in the end on a Brett Wackerly basket and 4 clutch free throws from Wackerly and Cale Richardson. Tyler Rosenberger was the story for the Eagles, as he buried all 4 of his threes, including 3 in the first 10 minutes of the game, to establish Ashland's outside presence. The Eagles are now 8-12 in the conference and are locked in a tie for the final spot in the GLIAC standings going into this weekend's games at undefeated Findlay and Hillsdale. Also, the AU baseball team started its spring season last weekend with a 3-game series at Bellarmine University in Kentucky. The Eagles dropped 2 of the 3 games, all of which were decided by 1 run. The Eagles earned a 4-3 win in the first game with 6 strong innings from Ben Menard. The Eagles lost the next game 4-3 after an error in the bottom of the 9th inning led to a walk-off hit by pitch from closer Todd Schlenkerman. Brad Thomas and Kevin Dunn allowed just 1 hit in 6 innings in the final game, but the Eagles still lost 2-1, managing only 4 hits themselves. Ashland is at Indianapolis for a 3-game series this weekend before going to Winter Haven, Florida for a spring break tournament. That's all I have for AU Sports this week. For more in-depth coverage on the Eagles, check out Game Time Situation later on TV2 in a couple of weeks.
Neurofibromatosis.
What? Neurofibromatosis, or NF, is a genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow anywhere on or in the body. It can lead to blindness, deafness, loss of limbs, brain tumors, and severe disfigurement.
Neurofibromatosis.
Let me make it easy for you. Children's Tumor Foundation. The Children's Tumor Foundation, dedicated to ending neurofibromatosis through research. Let's all start saying it.
Children's Tumor Foundation.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving the extra money.
You gotta put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, buns.
And CDs.
Way to go. Get it balanced.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough facts? Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch. Just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world, dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
Is she thirsty or diabetic? Is he tired or arthritic? Subtle behavioral changes can be early signs of disease in pets. These changes are often less obvious in cats, which can be better than dogs at hiding illness. But a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent many health problems before they become serious. So call your veterinarian and schedule your pet's wellness exam today.
Welcome back. I'm Rachel King with this week's Health Report. Lifting weights can cause permanent injury. Although lifting weights is a good way to build and tone muscles, overextending can cause damage. The American Academy of Family Physicians offers some suggestions for the lifting inclined. Some suggestions are to ask for a spot for large amounts of weights. Also a good idea is to limit muscle groups to being worked 3 times a week. And most importantly, if a muscle begins to hurt, you need to stop lifting. Gone are the days of the multivitamin cure-all. Doctors and researchers have discovered that many of the advertising positives of the multivitamin are false. Multivitamins do not reduce the risk of disease or cancer, nor do they increase energy. Although it is important to have vitamins, it is best received through food and not pill. Multivitamins are generally only a good idea for those who are not receiving their vitamins from a food source. Although scientists have deciphered the genetic code for the common cold, they do not have hope for a vaccine. Due to the complex genetic patterns of the common cold, the future seems grim for a cure. A vaccine at this point seems to be an impossibility. However, scientists are currently working on developing a drug that can tackle the common cold. How effective is the latest diet? researchers studied 4 of the latest diet trends to test for weight loss results. They discovered that it is not the carbs, fats, or proteins that are added or subtracted from the diet that counts. The best results occurred from those who simply restricted their calories. They also found that diets that cut large nutrient groups were more difficult to sustain. Well, that's all I have for health. Now over to Kelsey with the dose of your entertainment.
Thank you, Rachel. I'm Kelsey Miller with your entertainment straight from Hollywood. In breaking news, Transformers actress Megan Fox has called off her engagement to Brian Austin Green. An inside source told Us Weekly that the pair's relationship has run its course. The couple first started dating in 2004 and announced their engagement in 2006. No one thought this relationship would end. They even announced their love permanently when they got his and hers matching tattoos. Well, Megan at least will have this tattoo just to remind you of him. Nicole Richie just finished a year being a mother. She was just starting to get back into the limelight and announced that she is having another child. Richie and boyfriend Joel Madden are ecstatic. It was announced at Madden's last concert on Saturday with Good Charlotte. He states that what's better than winning an Oscar? I am so happy to tell everyone that Harlow is going to be a big sister. Harlow just turning 1 in January. Well, Richie and Madden are going to have their hands full pretty soon. In the latest news, Kim Kardashian is apologizing for putting pictures of a chimp named Susie on her blog. When looking at her comments fans and friends left her, it made Kim feel like she didn't even watch the news or read the paper. It was just poor timing due to the chimp attacking and mauling its owner's friend. She deeply apologized and wanted to tell everyone it was just a joke to her mom and it meant no harm. And the top movie in this week's box office is Tyler Perry's Madea Goes to Jail. Well, that's all I have for this week's entertainment. We will have more news when we return.
From town to town, you can hear me moan, a mournful cry. I am so alone, and when the darkness falls, a heart so true, in chains of thoughtlessness, cut through and through, cut through.
What do a store owner, a mother of 2, and an honor student have in common? They've all recovered from a mental health problem, and they're all part of our lives. Mental health problems are surprisingly common. They affect almost every family in America, maybe even yours. Get the facts about mental health. Call 1-800-789-2647 because mental health is part of all our lives.
No matter what type of home renovation you're planning, put this at the top of your to-do list. Make sure your family is up to date on the tetanus vaccine, because after 10 years, none of you are protected against tetanus and another potentially fatal disease, diphtheria. A minor injury, such as a cut or a scrape, can put you at risk for a tetanus infection. And while safety gear offers some protection, an up-to-date vaccination called the TD booster is your best insurance against tetanus. If it's been more than 10 years since your last booster, then it's not just your house that's out of date, it's you. If it's been 10, do it again. Talk to your healthcare provider to find out if it's time for a TD booster or visit nfid.org.
Are you in need of some rich, soulful music? Well, you're in luck because singer and songwriter, vocalist Gina Lorning will be on campus tonight at 9 p.m. in Redwood Hall. Lorning's hit, We Don't Stop, has been mentored by artists such as Mos Def, Marla Gibbs, and Farrah Monch. Lorning has also been featured on television programs such as Russell Simmons' Deaf Poetry and Lyric Cafe. The event is co-sponsored with the Black Student Union.
And you do not want to miss out on your chance to see an international idol. On February 27th, Dream China winner Sean Rollins will perform at the Jack and Deb Miller Chapel. Dream China is the equivalent to American Idol, and Rollins beat out 500,000 other contestants in 2006. He was voted China's Male Vocalist of the Year in 2007, and his first record went gold. Rollins is currently working on the score for a soundtrack to Turbulence, a soon-to-be-released film about the revolution during Chairman Mao's rule. The show starts at 7 p.m. and tickets will be available at the door for $2. The proceeds will benefit the International Club, Religious Life, and an international charity. Well, guys, this is a busy week, crazy week. So much went on. I'm ready for the weekend. What are you guys up to?
Well, I'm going home to see my niece.
Awesome.
Excitement.
I think, well, we have dance tryouts this weekend, so that's what I'll be doing.
I'm going home as well. It's my birthday coming up, so I'm going to go spend it with my family, and then I'm going to come back to campus, and then it's Leland, the weatherman's, and I both our birthdays, so we're going to go and celebrate. We're excited.
I think I'm just going to stay here and probably work on all the homework that I didn't do this week.
Oh, I feel you on that one. Well, that about covers it for Ashland 2 Night News. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And a special thank you to our TV2 crew. Make sure you tune in next week for another exciting Ashland 2 Night News. Goodbye, everyone.
Good night.